Hi, this is Psych Bonder, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do a prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just make sure that you indicate that it's a tarot card reading, pendulum reading, or a flame reading. Okay, let's get started with the card of the day as we're waiting for people to show. Today's card from the Universe Has Your Back deck. It's a very simple card. I picked it at random. My vibes speak louder than words. Very nice card. Are your vibes speaking louder than words? Very interesting question. Okay, let's get started with today's show. A couple of things to go through. Just a reminder that we do lives here on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central, except for this Sunday. We're starting at 9 because it's Christmas. I'll be wearing a Christmas attire. Okay. And Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you mark it down on your calendars. Okay. So let's look at the first thing. David Icke. Somebody was asking the question about David Icke. And that was a few shows ago. Okay. We got Bob Job. Hey, hello, everybody. We got Teneri. We got John Rosk. Hello. Hello. Let's look at David Icke. Very interesting gentleman, by the way. Enjoy a lot of his stuff. And he's always bang on with many of his predictions and his awareness of all the things that are going on around the world. So let's have a look at how he's doing. Okay, so it seems David Icke, we got Domino. Hello, Domino. How are you, Domino? Okay, so it seems that his health seems to be very, very good, actually. Very good cards, actually, for his health situation. Okay, we got the World. We got the Star. Okay, very good cards. So nothing really going on with his health at this moment in time. He seems to be holding out pretty good. Financially, I think there's a little confusion in the first little bit of the, I guess we'll do the year and for his reading. It seems that there's going to be a little bit of confusion coming up in the beginning of the year with his finances. So you may not know which way it's going. Hello, Domino. He wants the monkey. Maybe he'll sit nicely for us. Okay. It seems his finances is going to be a little wonky for the next little while. That he's going to be making some new partnerships coming up very, very soon. And he's going to have to fight very hard to get back on track with his finances. Other things that I'm seeing, the people that are around him, he's going to be building new relationships that are going to be very beneficial for him going forward. And he's going to have another or a couple incidents with the black hats. That's my black hat card. Which is in the people that he associates with. So there's probably some people that he has to associate with and are getting in his way for the next little while. But there is some female that's going to be around him that's going to be bringing him along in a very big way. Okay. And there's going to be some lucrative deals for him behind the scenes. Probably some documentary or something like that. I am picking up that there's a new book deal or something that's going to be coming around, and it's going to be very beneficial for him and for us. More information for everybody going forward on all the things that are going on. And of course, if you ever watch him, he's usually very bang on many of the things going on. Pop Job, hi. Does David Icke does not talk about white hats? Why not? hmm, may not be part of his message that he wants to convey. I think there's enough people talking about the white hats and the things that they are doing. Um, he's more directed to the black hats and all the World Economic Forum, that sort of thing. Um, I think that's more of his focus. Uh, we have to remember not to rely upon the white hats for doing everything. Okay, they're just there to get us started, to help us along the way. We have to still do our part, educating the people, doing things for ourselves. Okay, making sure our friends, family, neighbors are all taken care of as best as we can. Okay, and David Icke is part of that journey for everybody. Uh, as am I. I'm trying to get you all ready and going the hopefully the right direction, preparing yourself for many of the things that are going to be coming our way in the near future. Um, and that's partially why I'm trying to develop you as psychics. Okay, or your psychic abilities. Everybody's psychic, remember? It's just you're only as psychic as you allow yourself to be. Okay, and having those abilities, building upon those abilities, can be very helpful on in a day-to-day situations that may come up. Okay, so I think David Icke's going to be doing very, very well for the next year. I do see him going to be getting a lot more airplay on YouTube and many of the other uh, places that you can see videos like this. Okay. Um, nothing major going wrong with him, actually. He's actually doing very, very well. Okay. Let's look at the next thing. I'm flying solo today, so if you're wondering, Yvonne is at the work doing her part. Let's have a look at that. The Zelensky and Biden thing going on. That was the other day, I believe. So let's have a quick look at that. It was kind of a slow news day, kind of. There was a shooting going on in Toronto, or is that the weather going bad in Toronto? One of those mass shooting here, and of course, every time you have somebody, the government's trying to control guns. Okay, you have to, if you realize this, that there's always some type of tragedy that happens that they're elevating in the news, such as a mass shooting. Okay, just to make you think that we need to control weapons every time. So let's have a look at that Zelensky Biden thing going on, or that went on. Let's see where it's going to be heading. It seems that the health of that situation is going to be faltering, where they're going to be throwing Zelensky under the bus in about a year or so, as the Russians are preparing to do some other things. And I think that's going to be in the next couple of days. They're going to be answering Ukraine in turn, and it's not going to be pretty. Okay, I think, but through that, I think there's going to be some uh, where that deal doesn't work. Okay, and it's not working for the powers that be. Okay, so they're going to be throwing him under the bus in the next year or so. He's no longer useful. Okay, if you understand my meaning, for many of their things that they're doing. Financially, I think Zelensky is going to be going under the bus as well, that direction as well, as is the United States government. I think there's going to be some things that are going to be coming into play for the American people moving forward. Those white hats, again, are going to be doing their thing just to help everybody out. But of course, make sure you get your cryptocurrencies, gold and silver, handy, and maybe have a bit of supply of food if you can in your pantry, and make sure that you team up with your neighbors and friends and family. Okay. Um, People that are associated with this entire situation, they're hoping for the best of making a new deal and doing some other nefarious things behind the scenes. But that's going to be actually working for on the most part, for most of the people that are paying attention to this particular situation. If you're not paying attention to this situation, you probably don't really care. But for those people that do watch the news and all that sort of thing, that are still the believers in the news, it's actually going to be working out for them. So they're going to be bringing more money into that situation and other resources going forward. But I think that's going to be very short-lived. Maybe another year or so that they're going to be putting money into that situation, other resources, and using it for political means. Okay. And then after that, with the Russians doing their thing and all the people that are around there, I think it's going to be everybody going to be, the politicians are going to be running away from that particular situation and looking for other ways of saving their skin for the next election that's going to be coming up in the United States, which I think we all know by now that it's pretty much done for Mr. Biden in the next election. Okay, so that was Zelensky and Biden. They're trying. They're trying hard. They're trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. It's not really working. We got Super Whittle Guy. Hello. We got Rosie. We got Daisy Chains. I got to flip between screens on the Melon thing. It's not like the last one we were doing. Lots of good questions. Make sure you bring out lots of questions for the rest of the show. We got Brad Hall. He's asking about, did I see Teresa Tam, Miss Class? Yeah, I didn't see that, but I can imagine how bad or cringy it can be, trying to push those booster shots and that sort of thing. Yeah, we're going in a direction that is not going to be sustainable for another year. It's going to be going on for another year. Then people go, hey, it's a bunch of baloney, yada, yada, yada. We'll get into that a little later after we finish our questions here, as we look at another famous Canadian, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, doing some weird things lately on Twitter. I think he's coming undone. He can only keep this posture that he portrays for the public for so long, and I think it's starting to have its toll on him. And you're starting to see it if you watch him on the news and all that. He's looking pretty ragged, and he's, I think, starting to wear down many of the health-wise. But let's have a look at Mr. Justin Trudeau. How is he doing? Be nice to know, I guess. Oh boy. One of the first cards I'll show it to you guys when I'm finished laying out the cards here. Well, health-wise, I think he's got some really bad health issues. This is the Three of Swords. It's always you, your goal, and something coming between those things. So something is really affecting his health right now, actually. So he's going to have to take a backseat to all the things that he's doing. And I guess it's going to work because it's the opposite. It's not actual death. He's going to was going to be headed towards. I think he was actually headed towards this. Okay, actual, but I guess he's going to be pulling it out of the water, pulling it out of the fire. I guess something that he's doing, or his keepers are doing, or the people that are around him are going to be keeping him stable. I think it's mostly it's all based on his emotional state at the moment because everything is not working out for him. So he's not handling it well emotionally. Okay. I think many of the partnerships and all that sort of thing that he was doing with World Economic Forum, okay, and Mr. Klaus Schwab, and Klaus Schwab just had a little bit of a heart attack there not that long ago, and there's that female. I do see that's going to be coming along. That is not as prominent as Klaus Schwab, which will probably be taking the reins for a short period of time as Mr. Klaus Schwab kind of recovers from his ailments. That's the thing with, and this, it's karma coming back to you. Karma always comes back and bites you on the ass, and it's happening to Mr. Justin Trudeau and Klaus Schwab, and that always usually occurs. It'll take your health, your wealth, and your friends and family away from you if you don't smarten up. You have to remember these people think they're doing the right thing. Okay, you're always the hero of your own story, right? That's pretty much the premise behind that situation. And so I think they may be coming to the realization that they are doing the wrong thing. Okay, or they're just don't understand why everything's backfiring on them because they're not grounded in reality. Okay, and of course they're part of a cult. That's part of the World Economic Forum. That's basically a cult. So it's going to be affecting his health because of karma and all the other things that are going to be smacking him in the face in the next little while. Financially, I think he's going to be having a downturn in the next little while. And we got those black hats reversing course with him. Okay. Lots of confusion around him with the people that are involved with him. That's the confusion card. And there's one person that's going to be utilizing this situation with Justin's demise or shortcomings at the next little while. And he's going to be sitting back and laughing, okay, at him and utilizing that particular situation for his own means. Who this gentleman is, I'm not quite sure. Somebody behind the scenes. You have to remember the actual people that are in charge. You never see. There's like 12 families that are running everything behind the scenes. You have to remember the politicians are just the puppets. Okay, so just expect that Justin Trudeau is going to be having a lot more mental issues in the next little while. And it's going to be really prominent when he's in front of the cameras. Okay. And he's going to be having weird personality quirks that are really going to be showing themselves for everybody to see. Let's get into the next thing. Somebody's asking the question, should they keep funds in USDT until crypto crash? I don't know if I would personally do that myself. This is the time. I don't think it's going to crash too much more. Okay. It'll crash a tiny bit. Some people are out there saying it's going to go down to 5,000. This is Bitcoin, $5,000. No, I don't think so, unless actual fiat currency drops down to below. Of course, when the fiat currency drops to almost nothing, cryptocurrencies would go up per crypto, right? But let's just have 3 cards out there. If you should store your crypto in stable coin till the end of the crypto crash. Well, if you time it just right, you can do that. It may be a good situation, but you have to time it or get into your trading bots and all that sort of thing. And put down markers when you want to get back into the market. Me personally, I just buy it and I sit on it and I just don't worry about it. I'm not really needed or don't really need the crypto funds at this moment in time. So I'm just sitting on it. Okay. And of course, there's the aspect of when you want to go actually get the cryptocurrencies, there may not be any to buy. Okay. Because when it does hit, people are going to be clamoring to get those Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies at those cheap prices. So if you're lucky, maybe, but me personally, I wouldn't do that. Okay, I would just keep it in Bitcoin, buy more Bitcoin as it falls down. Okay, just really basics. Okay, that's the end of our pre-show questions from the other day. Now, hopefully you've been doing your homework on the Sunday when we have our, I know it's Christmas, but we're going to have our remote viewing. Okay, so for those who don't know how to do remote viewing just yet, you're going to be writing down the number over here. Okay, letters and numbers. This is the target number. So you can write that on top of a piece of paper, fresh, clean piece of paper. And then you're going to describe all the things that come to you when you're focusing on that number. Okay. You're going to focus on what colors there are. Okay. What textures there are. Does it have a taste? Does it have a smell? Does it make sound? So as you're going along, describe all the things that are associated with the target. Don't label the target. This is how remote viewers do it. They only describe the elements of the target. Okay. At last show, everybody did very, very well. Okay. Getting better, which is good. Keep it up. Improve those psychic abilities of yours, and then it'll be nice and sharp. It's like one of the gentlemen that was training us. He just goes right into it. He starts writing things down. He'll see the number, okay, and he just and okay. And then he reads them off. He's like pretty bang on. So I'm hoping that you guys get to that point. That'd be great. We're going to have a separate show where I can have all the remote viewers talking away and maybe like quarter have you all on the screen or something. That'd be cool. But yeah, get to that point or keep practicing. And it's going to start to develop the other aspects of your psychic self. Okay? It's going to be improving your awareness of things that are around you, things that are in the future or possible futures. Cliff High did a really good video the other day about that. So go have a look at him on BitChute. Very cool perspective on predicting the future. Really good. Um, yeah. So keep improving. And we're going to be doing that this Sunday at 9, starting at 9 on Sunday. Okay? So let's get to the chats. Lots of people with lots of questions because they're all cool and psychic. Okay, here's a good one. For 2023, will Tesla stock outperform GBTC and MSTR MicroStrategy? Okay. Of course, I would get all three, but just to have fun. Okay. But let's have a look. I'm thinking the other two are going to be outperforming the Tesla stock in the next little while. For the next 2023, there's going to be some issues that are going to be happening with Elon Musk and all the other companies, kind of, and agencies and governments piling in on him and making things really hard on him. Even though he's going to be taking a backseat on the Twitter thing, I think his companies are going to get smacked around for the next little while. And this is going to be causing the price of the stock to go down a little bit. Probably a good buying opportunity if you're wanting to get into that one, because it is going to be going back up in a later segment, maybe 2024. Buy low, sell high, right? We all know that. And I'm thinking for the moment, I think MicroStrategy and GBTC are going to be performing much, much better than the actual Tesla stock in the long term. At the moment, probably almost even at the moment because of all the things that are going on in the crypto verse at the moment. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Bob Job. Hi, Andre. When stocks and cryptos fall early 2023, is it best to use at USDT for BUSD? Don't know what BUSD is. Because USDT may be worth more than $1. I think we answered that question the other day. Probably won't be basing it on fiat currency then. Let's have a look at that. Yeah. Domino. He's like weirded out because now I'm over here and not on the couch. He's like, what are you doing over here, Dad? And who are you talking to? So putting your using USDT, I think, is probably the better of the two. I'm thinking that the other one is going to be having more trouble than it's worth. I don't think it's going to be doing double unless they have some other assets that they're going to be basing their tokens with. Okay. I don't know where this is actually coming from, but I don't know if I don't see it going to double, but I do see it being the better of the two for what you have in mind. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay. Okay, Angie. Angie, will AD and I be in a relationship with each other next year? Okay. You gonna come up? Help me with the show? Okay. Hello. Okay. So I do see some type of relationship between the two of you. I don't think it's going to be going the way that you had thought. Okay. I think it may take a little bit more work, but I do see it actually being a little different than what you had imagined. Don't be stepping on the keyboard. Um, uh, there may be quite a delay with that relationship to what you actually want it to be. It may take time for that to. There's some other things that have to be resolved. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Okay. Can you draw 3 cards on whether I should pay back a small loan or buy silver instead? Uh, okay. Hmm. Now, if this was Canada, there is what's called the Smith maneuver, where you would actually get a small loan and you would buy the silver with that loan. And you would pay the minimum on the loan. Okay, this is a little trick from rich people in Canada. And you would pay the minimum amount for the loan. That minimum loan amount that you pay for the loan, okay, would be tax deductible. That's known as a Smith maneuver. I don't know if there's anything like that in the UK. And if you're from Canada, you might want to check if that's still a thing. Okay. They keep, it's been several years since I've been a financial advisor. But I think those things are still doable. But I heard from a financial investment friend of mine that those loans are really hard to get nowadays. So maybe something to check into. So you'd be making money with other people's money, right? Yeah, it's saying that not to do that. Maybe just to pay off your loan first, and then use that capital to get that bunch of silver that you're looking at. We don't want to put ourselves into too much debt at this moment in time. Okay, so it's probably best to pay off your debts, even though acquiring silver is a good thing to do. You don't want to be in debt to anybody. Like me and the wife, we don't have any debts at the moment, and we're actually saving up for our new vehicle, putting the amount of money from buying a car that we just paid off and putting it into Bitcoin. So that's an interesting way of doing it. Okay, so it's a negative on doing the not doing the debt. Do the debt first and then go into the silver. There's going to be a situation that's going to be working out well for you. Okay, hopefully that helps you out. Will the USA become a third world country in the future? It's getting pretty close to that right now, especially if you look at California, New York, that sort of thing. News on top of news on how they're going down the drain. Um, let's have a look. It is a situation that's going to be propping up, and it's going to be causing much strife within the United States. You have to remember each state is a little bit different from one another. I do see the country starting to split up into separate segments. Okay, which may cause fighting, and not huge fighting, but fighting nonetheless. Not like a civil war or anything. But I do see a lot of the countries, even here in Canada, there is a good possibility of us picking up of uh, the provinces splitting apart, okay, and becoming separate entities. And I think that's something like that is going to be happening in the United States very soon. We're already starting to see that um, in little things. Okay, if you're paying attention out there. Third world country, I think parts of it will, but the ones that are more red will probably be pulling out from that situation and become much better than the blue states. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Okay, one card on the weather. If you're in the U.S., you're going to freeze your assets off. Here in Winnipeg, it got down to 26 today, almost 30 with the wind chill. Mighty cold. I was talking to a gentleman who's in Alberta, and they were 40 below the other day. So it's a chilly one this year. And lots of snow. To tell like what's happening. Okay. Litecoin. Yes, we can look at Litecoin. It is happening very soon. It's going to be August. So very soon. So if you're thinking of riding that Litecoin train, this would be the time. Every time that any cryptocurrency that has a mining proof of work process, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dash, there's a few other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. Every time they have a happening, a little after that, it really goes up. So if you're wanting that little bit of a jump up, and that's why we're seeing Litecoin actually doing rather well right now, because people are putting a lot of money into Litecoin because they're anticipating this. And when that goes, it'll go. So if you're thinking of getting some good crypto profits, I think Litecoin would be the way to go. Okay. And we got the neighbor's dog barking again. Anyways, let's have a look at Litecoin. I'm thinking that it's going to be the end of the cycle that it was going through. It had a little bit of a rough spot there, but it seems to be doing much better than the rest of the market at the moment, probably because of the happening coming up. And then there's going to be a bit of abrupt change, and I think it's going to be going up quite a bit. A little after August, so September, and that in that time period, I'm seeing it probably go up quite a bit. And it's probably going to be riding along with many of the other cryptocurrencies at that moment in time. So it would be perfect timing for the entire cryptocurrency market for that blast off in that period of time. Okay. I do see some great things for Litecoin coming up, and it's for the coin that nobody talks about anymore except for me and maybe Litecoin Lisa. It does rather well, so maybe look into a little bit more Litecoin for your portfolio. I know a lot of people who actually mine it, and they make pretty good money doing the mining. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Um, Bob Chab. Hi, a psychic has said a false flag alien contact will be made in 2023 to cover up the pyramids uncovered in Antarctica. What do you think? Hmm. Well, in Antarctica, most people wouldn't really see any of that. Um, they already know that they're there. Uh, a lot of things happening in Antarctica. A lot of technology is going to be coming out of Antarctica. That was left by past civilizations. Okay, back when the Antarctica wasn't frozen. Um, so, are they going to have an alien thing? It could be a real one. Going, you're not ready for this yet. So. So let's have a look. I am picking up they're going to be trying, but not a lot of people are going to be paying attention to that particular thing. I'm thinking that there's going to be like the general population is going to be focusing on other things. Okay, and maybe just a small little story on the news. Okay, if it does make it that far, and it's not going to have the impact that they thought it would have because everybody's going to be focusing on something else at that moment in time. Um, but they will try, and it'll be a what would you call it? A distraction from everything else that's going on at the moment. They're very handy with that sort of thing. Um, but it wouldn't be to cover up the pyramids, it would be to distract you from something else that's going on. Probably in that period of time would be the running up of the politicians and a lot of things that are happening with Joe Biden's laptop, that sort of thing, and all the wonderful things coming out from Twitter. Okay. So they're going to need some big distractions for the regular people. If, they showed the actual pyramids, that would be enough of a distraction. You have to remember people would see it and then not that long from there, depending on how much they hyped it, people would forget. People are like goldfish. They got memories like goldfish. They forget what has happened in the past, right? So even if they showed the pyramids in Antarctica, people will go, yay, for a short period of time, and then they'll be distracted by something else. Okay. And it probably only people like us that would really pay attention to that sort of thing. Okay. So I am seeing that they may use it as a distraction uh, to cover up other things. They got a lot of things to cover up. Okay. Super little guy saying, I do see quite a rough winter for most soon. Yeah, that's a normal thing here in Canada. I already going back to this one. Health Minister Tam, with your call to Miss Claus at the North Pole, she was pushing the booster shots for kids under the guise that Santa wants all kids jabbed. Sick. Just have a quick look at that. I'm just curious how many people are still under the illusion. You have to remember, Winnipeg is rather liberal, unfortunately, where many of the other provinces aren't, like Alberta and Saskatchewan aren't liberal, really. BC, kind of. So, if you're wanting to stay out of liberal land, go to Alberta and Saskatchewan, or southern Manitoba. Actually, got some communities out there that don't do any of the nonsense that everybody else is doing. Those crazy Mennonites. The wife's a Mennonite, by the way. I do see it's going to be falling flat on its face. It's not going to be reaching the audience that they were hoping for. You have to remember, everything that they've been trying to do with the World Economic Forum is basically falling on their face. So what you're seeing right now is a flailing around of the elites, trying to get everybody on this road that nobody wants to go down. Okay. And a good portion of the people that are already on the road, unfortunately, they're going to be staying there for quite some time. For people that aren't on the road already, there's nothing that's going to be convincing us to do anything with our kids, right? So it's just a bunch of fluff, and it could even be a distraction from all the other things going on. Okay, so I don't see any great thing happening with that. It's just an indicator that they are flailing around and trying to look for ways of recovering everything. Okay. I know BTC remains juicy to buy. This I like. Yeah, we're having tough weather. We're okay. Just get the shovel, get the mucklucks. And get our toques, and we'll be okay. Will Paribus reach 0.8 to 10 cents in 2023? Last question about this coin. Promise. Okay. How are we doing on time? We got tons of time. I don't think it's going to be going up to that amount in that period of time. I think it's going to be going up in 10 to 15 cents in 2024 and a little beyond that. I don't think it's going to be reaching that in 2023. I think it's going to have a big downturn in that period of time. But it's going to do okay. But I don't see it getting to that level in that period of time for whatever reason. Okay, hopefully that answers your question there. Yes, Rosie's leg. Done a little better, I hope. Yeah, DJ. Trudeau is more than coming undone. He's seriously out to lunch. Everybody's been noticing that, I think. This is good news, though. It means when you see that type of behavior from the politicians and the people to do, it just mean that they're grasping at straws and they're trying to make things work out with their plan. You have to remember there's a plan with the World Economic Forum because some meteor went around the sun, which was the indicator. They're very cultish, okay, and religious in their viewpoint. And they think this meteor that went around the sun was a sign that they have to hurry up and get everything done so they can be ruling over the planet for 11 years and making everybody their slaves. They thought they had to 2060, okay, to get everything done. But with this sign of the thing going around the sun, which is kind of fun in a way, uh, they they thought they had to hurry it up, and this is why it's all been really quick. We're trying to, and by doing that, it's really revealing to a good portion of the population that it's a bunch of baloney. If it was done slower, I think they could have pulled it off. But because they're doing so quickly, it's really showing everybody the true nature of everything. Okay. So thank you for that comment. At about 9 minutes. Trudeau's brother, Michael, died snowboarding years ago. His body was never found. Some say that he was about to expose the Castro secret. Then he mysteriously got hit by an avalanche. 3 cards for truth. Okay. Yeah, his mom actually wrote down about Castro being very enamored with the gentleman. So I could see where it may have happened in a certain way. But was he actually hit by a avalanche? Yeah, it was not accidental. I'm thinking that it was well, it would be his father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. No, it'd be somebody related to that. It wouldn't be Trudeau himself. Um, at that moment in time, I think it was somebody outside of the family, but he's working on behalf of the family that actually did the deed. Okay, I got to be careful with my words, but yes, it was that situation, and it was attached to the families. Okay, I'm not sure why this would be a big deal, but I guess they thought it was, and it was to keep Trudeau in power for longer than necessary. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Um, hero of your own story. LJ predicted the cold weather in Canada a few weeks ago. Yeah, well, that's kind of a given for here for Canada. Um, like 2 winters ago, it was like really cold. So, but she is a good reader. So go look her up on YouTube. She's really good. Okay, Brad Hall, being the smartass that he is, I can predict the weather in Canada too. It's freaking cold on the prairies from November until February. There'll be lots of snow, and you better plug your car in. You always get Arctic blasts. That is true. But the lady reader is really good. So, uh, and that is correct. When you get the extension cord out in front of your car, you know it's time. Um, okay. getting back to business. Your thoughts on LRC and FET coins, please. Okay. So the first one, LRC, whatever that is. I'm having a feeling that it's going to do rather well overall. I'm thinking that there's going to be some good buying opportunities coming up for this particular cryptocurrency, and it's going to be doing very, very well into the future, probably 2023 to 2024. So it's going to be, again, you got to be patient and wait. And the other one, FET. I think this one's going to do okay in the next couple months. I think I see 3 months. It's going to be doing some pretty awesome things with its price. I think the protocol is going to be just doing the best that it can do, and there's going to be a lot of things brought out news-wise, which is going to be pushing the price up for quite some time for this one. Okay, so 2 pretty good coins to look into for the short term. Okay, thank you for that question. There's a Bitcoin in the envelope, and I see Burger King. That was from Super Whittle Guy. Okay. Not sure what this is. Don't forget 8-to-1 ratio of paper to exchange BTC to physical BTC. So 168 mil BTC possible. Oh, there's that thing. Fake BTC on paper. Yeah, it is possible, but me personally, I would probably just want the actual cryptocurrency itself, not the paper baloney. But I could see them utilizing some type of cheating mechanism for cryptocurrencies that they don't actually own. It's not like any other organization's ever done that. So yeah, it wouldn't be for the betterment of everybody. Okay. Bristow. Hi, Andre. Can you do a reading for me when I will be moving into my own place? And is it a good idea to move back to Detroit? You're moving will be in a very short period of time. There is something that's you're going to be overcoming. Okay, some nefarious thing in background that you're going to be overcoming, and it's going to be bringing everything to your perspective. How do you say? It's going to make everything right for you to get into this new place very, very soon. You're going to have a lot of good victories over that particular situation. If you're thinking of moving to the Detroit, there may be some incident there that may be holding you back from that particular thing, but I do see you getting your own place in the next little while. There's some things that are going to be happening in Detroit itself, so you may not actually be going there for a short period of time. Okay, hopefully that answers your question. Okay, time. Ooh, we're at their time. Okay. Lots of good questions for next show, which is Saturday. So I'll write them down. Okay. That is the hour. Okay. And then you actually got to see both kitty cats in the background. Okay. Make sure you get your homework done. You'll show up. We're having a malfunction. Anyways, see if we can get. Try this. Will it work? No. Maybe if I turn this off. Ah, there we go. So make sure that you get your homework done for next Sunday. We're going to have a little bit of a Christmas fun show. That'll be for this Sunday. Make sure you get that done. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to secondreadingbyandre.com where all that information is there. The link is in the description, of course. If you like to purchase a Trezor cold wallet to protect your cryptocurrencies in the best possible way, secondreadingbyandre.com. We also have that link on there. And it's an affiliate link. So if you should happen to purchase something from that affiliate link, know that we make a little bit of money for the monkey over there. Okay. Just a disclaimer for everybody. Just remember that we are going to be here on next Saturday at our regular time, 10 o'clock a.m. Central. On the Sunday for the Christmas, it's going to be 9 o'clock. So just put that on your calendar. And Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. Okay. With that said, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.